it's Jeff at Budrum here. This evening I'm going to make a fish head curry. The other day I was out fishing and we got a nice parrot fish, and I got the head and I've scaled it and taken all the gills out and cleaned it up beautifully, and so the fish that came off was about 2.1 kilos. So and this head weighs about 330 grams, but you expect to only throw about 100 grams away. So it's amazing how much food there is in a fish head. And the parrot's a beautiful white flesh fish, beautiful tasting fish. So the rule of thumb is if a fish tastes really nice, there's a good chances the head will be really nice too. So I've got my saucepan on here and it's getting quite hot, so I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of olive oil, and in there I'm going to cook up one onion. Just going to cook up the onion, just saute a bit, and, oh excuse me, just got to get a spoon. Yeah. So let that saute a bit, and I'm going to put in 2 cloves of garlic. What we've got cooking here is some sweet potato. We're going to make a sweet potato mash and use that for a bed for the curry. There's plenty of other things you could use, is rice or just potato mash. So let's turn that down a bit. Now what I'll do is just brown up these a bit. The other sort of fish from our waters that goes well in a fish head curry is snapper, red emperor. Red emperor makes a beautiful fish head curry, and you're getting all your omega-3 oil out of the head, and you know that's my view. The head's the best part of the fish. So an Indian lady showed me how to do this about 15 years ago, so we've been making them every now and again. Quite often I'll just keep a couple of heads and put them in the freezer for when we make this. So I'll put the garlic in there now. Okay, so our onions and garlic is sort of sautéed a bit. So I've got this curry powder. I've got 2 types here. I've got one's a dal curry mix, and the other one's a meat and vegetable curry mix. So I combine a bit of each. I only put about 3/4 of a teaspoon of each one in there.
You bought these at an Indian shop, didn't you?
Yeah, these are made in Pakistan. They're beautiful. It makes a beautiful curry. Shan is the brand, and they're very inexpensive. It's a good way to get a curry. And I've got not very jelly here. One of them's quite hot, so that's why I'm not putting too much of one of them there. So the idea is to just cook it for about a minute. Let it cook for about 1 minute, if you want to cook those spices. I think that's what you're supposed to do. It's been working for us. We've been making some beautiful curried sausages and fish head curries with this stuff, and I'm just going to. We're only making enough for the 2 of us really, so it's only a small head. So it's only going to cook for about a minute. I've got a few more tricks up my sleeve yet. Now sometimes you get a bit of that pan burns a little bit, but I've got about half a cup of cherry tomatoes chopped up. I find that tomato cleans up the thing pretty well. I'll just let that make sure those spices cook before I put something else in there. It's been about a minute, hasn't it? So I'll put the tomato in there. Get this out of the freezer. And beautiful yellow cherry tomatoes. So, next thing we're going to put in there is a cup of coconut milk. Or pretty close to a cup. And let that start to simmer. Okay, so we've got this tomato in there that's starting to simmer nicely, and so I've just got a half a teaspoon of salt to put in there. That's gone in, and the next thing I'm going to put in there is I'm going to put in 1 cup of coconut milk. I'm going to put that in there, and on top of that I've got about 1/3 of a cup of raw cashews and about 1/3 of a cup of sultanas. So they're going in, and that's if you like sultanas. Some people don't like sultanas in the curry, but they swell up and soak up the juice a bit, and they taste quite nice. And we found that the cooked cashews don't work too good, but the raw ones, the raw cashews, soak up the juice nicely. And then the next thing to put in there is the head. So I'm just going to put the head in there, and then just put the lid on and just let it have a slow simmer. I'll put that one, pick that one off. So just going to let it slow simmer, and just let the head slowly break down, so that every part of the head is separated. So and then we'll come back when that happens. Okay, so we're back again here now. The head's pretty well broken up now. So what I've done is I've taken both the eyeballs out, just a little white marble. So the parrot's got pretty small eyes, so there's one of them there, and so we don't eat that. And then there's a little surround, little sort of thing around the eye. Now it's pretty well broken up. You eat everything except the bones with these heads. So the skin and the eyes and everything, and you can see the eye coming out there. And what I'll do before we dish it up is I just sort of spend a little bit of time and pull out some of these bones and remove as much of the juice off them as I can, and sort of try and not get as many bones in the meal. But this is not like a fast food, where if you want instant food and you want it just put on your plate and start eating flat out, well, this is not for you. But if you're happy to just take your time and pick the bones out and enjoy your meal, well, this is ideal. Plus you're getting the most out of the fish if you caught it yourself. And but the smell coming out of here is absolutely beautiful. Just a curry. You don't have to use a curry powder. You can just use those curry simmer sauces too. You can buy at the supermarket.
The Korma one.
Yeah, or whatever brands in your area. There's some nice brands of simmer sauces, but I find this is just actually better than the simmer sauces. You can see just everything's come together nicely in here. So yeah, that looks good to me. Just so you can just see what I'm doing, just pulling out some of these bones. And I guess that the bigger the fish, well, the bigger the bones. So you're not going to do this with real tiny fish, because the bones are a bit too hard to handle. But anything, from about 1.5 kilos up in the total weight of the fish, you've got a good head. And this is what's going on here. So this is virtually ready to serve up now. So we'll close off now, and this is our fish head curry, and I hope you enjoy watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Just came back to show you the meal once it's been dished up. It's a beautiful meal, and we're really going to enjoy it.
You can see how the sultanas are scrolled right up. Anyway,
okay.
very good.